Okay, we're back. The last video, the sound on it was absolutely terrible. So just hopefully people don't miss the whole series just because of that one, but it should be a lot better now. My voice should be clear. But essentially, what happened in the last video, if you don't want to watch it, is Black Monday happened, right? So our we're down to 4 factories, up from like 100 something or whatever that we had. So we had like 45, 46, I think like 50 factories working, right? So we're down to 4, which is wonderful. But we need to get these military factories out. We have tons of civilian factories, which I'm fine with, but we need the military ones. And we kind of learned a little bit about what was going on in the German Empire. Once again, don't need to watch the first video. That just we're just kind of set the stage, right? And then war started over here, and I explained that we want to send lots of volunteers so we can get our army experience up. Because I want to be able to send armor to the American Union state once that civil war breaks out. But I was explaining kind of what our global strategy is going to be. We don't necessarily know what's going to happen here, right? It could be these could be Reichspakt. These could also go against us. We don't know what's going to happen in Austria. We don't know what's going to happen in Russia. So we could be fighting on lots of fronts on the mainland here, right? So we're putting our production mainly into our ground units, I think. But I think that we can win the naval war here. So we are going to try for, I think, a quick naval invasion of the Union of Britain. So I want to try to do that. Once again, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I haven't necessarily even finished a game on this. I know the basics, but like this is one of my first times playing. But I didn't want to play the base game because that new DLC is coming out, the No Step Back, and that's going to change the game, I think. So we're just going to play Kaiserreich. We're going to have some fun. And okay, so we have this war in Afghanistan. I want to send some volunteers. What do we want to send, though? That is the question. I think we want to train up. Do we want a cavalry officer? What's our template here? These guys suck. All of our units suck right now. First, let's figure out what we can send. Do they have any air bases? Do we even know if they have air bases? We don't know if they have air bases. Well, it doesn't hurt anyway. Okay, so let's send volunteers. We can send 2 volunteers. So let's take. Do we have anybody that's kind of green? No. Okay, we'll take 2 guys from here. Put them in there, and we will send those 2 volunteers. These guys are similar ideology to us, so I want to try to help them out if we can. Okay. Afghanistan is letting us. And how many planes can we send? 40 planes. Okay, run on the banks. German citizens, panicked by the collapse of the Berlin stock market, are rushing to make bank runs to withdraw their assets. The banks cannot afford to give such sums, and many are in danger of collapse. Many are clamoring for immediate government intervention to stabilize this unprecedented financial crisis. Close the banks temporarily, guarantee the holdings of private individuals, or do nothing. We have terrible stability, and I don't necessarily know if I want to bring that any lower. Close the banks temporarily, that's going to crater our political power. If we get less stability. And this is going to increase our amount of consumer goods factories. That's going to bring us to like 0. I think we just close the banks temporarily because I'd like to keep working a little bit on some things. So we're just going to take the political power debuff, or create our political power. Alright, so this war's getting going. We're going to have some infantry arriving soon. Maybe we should have sent cavalry. Just to Shangqing Hangul declared. Governor Zhang Zongchang, known throughout China as the dog meat general, is dead. Reports coming out of Jinan allege that Zongchang and his top lieutenant Sun Dianying attempted to storm the sacred Taishan earlier this week and did not survive the assault. The astounding news comes without proclamations from the new master of Taishan, Zhang Tianran, and that he now rules Shandong and all its people. Zhang Tianran is a less notable figure to newspapers, but is well known to the refugees of the eastern China that as the benevolent leader of the Yiguando cult. To the more conservative refugees, this event symbolizes something brighter in store for China. I don't know what any of that means, but I know that China might be in a war, and we want to make sure we protect those with our ideology. That is about all I know. Typical of me. Okay, we need to get a air crew out. Let's do, what do we know about India? What do we know about their Air Force? We don't know anything about their Air Force. So I think we're gonna send some casts maybe. We get 40 casts. Why don't we send like 10 fighters and 30 close air support, and that should do it. And once these guys are done, Imperial restructuring done. Okay. Okay. Black Week comes to an end. The situation hardly improved in the days following Black Monday, which is the start of what became known as Black Week. Panic selling of stocks reached an all-time high as people tried to dump their stocks before they became worthless. When the Berlin stock market closed at the end of the week, the market was dead as the 11 major economic experts and top executives in Germany that had committed suicide. That's not funny. The German government had to act. We must reform the economy. Okay, gain base stability 5. We are at 0 stability. An all-time high for the last week. Imperial restructuring. Once again, we have to have one of these. Where is it? Problems with the hub start. Okay, so like you gotta have reformed. What does this do? Under the leading hostage regime, this looks like this is gonna be the easiest one to go down. Social democracy. We could start working on this. I don't know if this. Of course, this would be really nice, actually. That gives us some good stability buffs. This also gives us good stability. Ban French organizations. This gives the paternal autocrats this marks a point of no return. Paternal is now known as the Deutsches Reichsparty. Okay, so founded in 1866, the DRP, German Imperial Party, is a liberal conservative party in the German Empire. Foremost of its existence, the DRP tried to act as a compromise between the NLP and the DRP. However, at the beginning of the 20th century, it began drawing closer to the DKP. It opposed the Democratic Alliance of SPD. Power Rangers SPD. Do you guys remember Power Rangers SPD? That was an awesome show. FDP and the Zentrum and the Reichstag together with the DKP during the First World War. The party was a silent supporter of the Ludenhof dictatorship, with becoming the smallest member of the Great Coalition von Tirpitz. The party is a strong supporter of colonialism and fleet expansion, while opposing electoral reform and pressure strongly. The TRB has been seen as a slight resurgence since the death of the Tirpitz and a subsequent collapse of the DDLP. Heavyweight. Let's take a look at our politics, actually. DKP, this is the DRP, those are the paternal autocrats, and then this is these guys are not gaining anything. Under communistic, yeah, right, okay. Alright, so these German violence, so these are the fascists. So this is... Okay, so... I don't necessarily know if we want to pick one of these yet. This requires all of the following. This marks the point of no return. Do we want to do that? I think we want to stay somewhat democratic, right? That's nice. Well, let's work on our economy first. How are our planes doing? You guys deployed yet? No. Of course not. Austrian Empire withdraws from Italy. It is clear that the Black Monday has hit the Austrian Empire hard. The Austro-Hungarian Reichskrieg minister today announced that he is recalling divisions stationed in Italian territory, unable to afford the financial burden of keeping them safe from the Social Republic of Italy. For good or ill, the Italian Republic is now effectively independent of Austrian domination, at least until the Austrians regain their full strength and decide whether or not their interests in the Italian peninsula are worth regaining. Many of the Italian Republic have expressed worry about whether or not this will leave them exposed to attack by the Socialist Republic of Italy, a move which could plunge Italy into civil war once again. Austrian influence wanes further. That was a water bottle, by the way, nothing else. Austrian influence wanes further. Okay, I feel like we want them strong, but the Austrians strong, but I also like don't know. I also don't know like if they're gonna be our friends or not. So, alright, we need to make sure we don't lose this because we're sending our planes there. The Deutsches Kaiserreich Obsession Eisenbahn, the railway, has established in the early 20th century, linking Addis Ababa in Ethiopia to Djibouti, which is right there. No, not right there, which is right there. That's actually an interesting piece of land in real life. If you guys do some reading on that, it gets so much money from like foreign powers just so you can keep military bases there because it's so important. But anyway, back to the Kaiserreich world. After a series of German-backed expansions, it is now mainly to transport ore from the Congo Basin in Middle Africa to Djibouti. Djibouti. I think it's just Djibouti. The present economic downturn in the world has meant that ore is no longer being purchased at the rate it once was, resulting in fewer transports for the DKAEB. We're just going to call it the kebab. In order to prevent the Ethiopian state from obtaining control of the kebab and losing a valuable trade link, the Middle Africa state has bought many shares in the railroad to provide some state backing for the beleaguered company. However, allowing Middle Africa to act unilaterally so soon after the Kenya salt case could embolden the politically dangerous government. Who's that? Is that this guy? Oh, let's read about him. Von Goring became prominent as Germany's more successful fighter pilots of the Weltkrieg, scoring more than 20 victories by the end of the war, which earned him numerous decorations. His ambition soon turned political, with his becoming chair of the All-Deutsches Verband, which has led to an 8% electoral turnout in 1928. Following this, he was appointed to Middle Africa by Wilhelm II himself, who saw Goering as a rising, capable man. Von Goering sees this as a springboard and his ticket to claiming chancellery after a successful term in the colonies. So, we have some political action here. So we could issue a complaint, or we can lose political power. I don't know if it's necessarily terrible. Sell the shares. This is a... Are we getting lots of resources from here? Yeah, that's like a lot of rubber and stuff. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. I just don't know, like, if Middle Africa is gonna collapse or not. Like, I don't know if that's a sure thing, but I want to prevent it if not. So maybe we try to keep them strong. Use the right action. Okay, are our planes here yet? No, where's our planes? You guys coming? Polish monopolies crashed. In the wake of Black Monday, some of our corporate interests in Poland have gone bankrupt. We now have received news that the Polish government, ever irritated at our economic interests in their country, have moved to seize our corporate assets in their country, effectively removing our control over the economy. This is a disaster. Yeah, it is, and we just lost 25 more political power. That's fantastic. Okay, we're... The illusion of the... I don't know how to say that. Of the King? I'll just call it King. Jing? The illusion of the Chinese hegemony shatters. The facade of Chinese unity, having held together for nearly decades, is going to crumble, rising unrest in the League of 8 provinces, which we need to support. The economic shock of Black Monday, pertaining to German entrenchment, and the inability of the national government to deliver a decisive response to either has made one thing clear: Beijing's monopoly on power is broken, and now the future is any man's game. The end of an era. Are these guys at war? They're gonna be at war soon, and we need to make sure they win. Okay. Are our planes here yet? How? Oh, are they? Well, you're here. You start gaining air superiority in the area. What do we have? We have enemy... Oh, they have way more fighters than we do. Just declared war. Okay, so League of 8 province that we're gonna slow it down for a second, because I need to make sure that I am sending volunteers. So you can have 2 divisions. I wish I could send armored divisions, but I can't. But we're gonna send you... I might send them 2 of these guys, because they have some of the hardness, armor 3.7 versus 0, so I might send them some of these guys, and I'll just put the little, I don't know what to put on these guys, maybe just like a, I don't care, one of these, just so I can distinguish. Or how about, I'm putting way too much thought into this. There. the samurai sword, I don't mind that. Okay, we're gonna take 2 of you guys, put you here, and switch you out into these guys. And then I am going to send you to send air volunteers to China. Okay, League of 8 provinces. How many planes can I send you? I can send you 160, which is beautiful. But what airports are you not going to lose? Is the question. That one seems safe. We're gonna have to wait to send our planes. But 160. So we just have to have rapid Kabul. Great. Let's. Where are you guys? Are you guys almost there? You have to be close. You're so close. 160. So let's send. You can train up a bomber wing of 150. Well, let's do that, and then let's send them let's send him 60 fighters. So you guys will both be, once you deploy, there. Okay. So I have to have. Okay, so now we have. Let's get down to the airport. I do not want to lose the airport. This, that seems like we're doing fine there. We want to train up some infantry, and I think. Do we want defensive infantry? This guy's an engineer. He's an attack. Well, these are all panzer leaders, aren't they? General max army size. I like that. We could train him up a little bit. Ritter von Lieb. Well, let's look at our skill here. Oh, he could actually be really good infantry. Plus attack, chance to get leading in combat, attack planning. He's nice. But this guy is already an infantry officer, so he's gonna get the infantry experience factor. Showing how I don't know anything about this game still. I like him. He could be good front line because he has that extra infantry, so we'll do that. We'll give you a field marshal. Who do we want to train up? Well, defense. He has offensive and defensive doctrine. He needs some training. Let's do that. Oh my gosh, he's gonna be really good. But okay. These guys should be here. Let's give some close air support. Let's win this. Let's get that planning bonus. Oops. You guys can strategically redeploy if you would like to. Okay. Once again, our oil is awesome right now. I don't like that. No. What is this? Is it? Why is it not letting me? There it is. That's fine. Alright. Okay. There. And train please. Alright, so we're fighting. Okay, so the FOD, the Free Arbeiterie Union Deutschlands, or Free Workers Union of Germany, is an umbrella organization of several trade unions founded during the turbulent period in the 1919 during the French Revolution. They have repeatedly denounced the syndicalist terror and therefore been allowed to operate unimpeded until now. However, our intelligence services have produced definite proof that their leaders are in contact with syndicalist organizations in other nations, such as the CNTFAI in Spain. That's not good. We also suspect that some members may be directly plotting against the Kaiser. So, we also suspect. Do we know? Because I like evidence. Jail the leaders and ban the party. Force them underground. Allow them to continue up, but watch them closely. It takes so much political power, man. Embrace the... That's... We're not gonna embrace them. We have to ban the FOD for that. What does this do? Film stew. Long up, okay, so... I kinda like this middle path. This is kind of... Some experts suggest that the best solution against the current lawlessness of nations is to organize them so they can learn your skills. I kind of like this. This is kind of like... so we'll kind of be battling the communists this side. This is more of a democratic... I don't mind the democratic path. We're not going to embrace the FOD, though. But we can maybe... We have banned the FOD. This is getting... factory output plus 5%. That's going to be good to go with eventually. So I think we want to. We're going to ban the fraud for sure. The Free Workers Union, which I don't like to do, but I'm for free enterprise, but it's an extraordinary time and things are not great. So we're gonna. Okay, so please don't lose. Please do not lose the airport. I'm gonna take a risk here. If they lose the airport, I'm gonna be so upset. Okay, so the Ninja Corp is now at war with 2 people. This is left Kim Tang, so hopefully this is gonna be fine. I think this is gonna be really tough to hold. Marshal Wu Paifu backs Anjing. Following the death of Marshal Sun Shanfang earlier this year, the subsequent collapse of the Jing authority, few expected the imperial minister of the army Wu Paifu, the real power behind the throne in Beijing, to take overall military action. Yet this morning, he and Assembly President Chao Kun, now I don't know how to say this stuff, announced their formal support of the provincial government of Anhui, led by Qin Taoyan. I don't know. Wu and Chao have long chafed under the German oversight placed on their government in 1927, and their support of Governor Chen telegraphed to the world that they are casting off German influence. While full deployment of the Jing army is unlikely, given the ever-present threat of the Fingtian attack from the north, limited numbers of Jing troops are already mobilized to destroy the enemies of Governor Chen and Beijing's new national order. So who's this? That's... You're who we like. You don't like you. You don't like you. This is who we need to support. And it looks like they are having some trouble. Alright, we need them to knock it like that. I can't send anybody bases in very low supply. I feel like we're gonna lose this airport. Do not lose that airport, Afghanistan. That's literally gonna keep you alive. One of you guys go here. You stay there. You take that. Wu Paifu turns on us. Following the death of the League Marshal Sun Shanfang, we had hoped that our ally in Beijing, Wu Paifu, would remain loyal to our interests. It seems, however, that he has taken this moment to turn on us and take a publicly anti-concession stance. While this has bolstered support for his unpopular regime, it means that he has demanded that the Peking Commission, our lobbying arm in Beijing, leave the city. Facing massive riots outside the gates of their offices, most members have fled to Tianjin. At our embassy, the ambassadors have sent all non-essential staff to Tianjin as well, and only a skeleton group of consular officers remain closely. We're losing more political power. We're so politically weak right now. Let's move this down. Let's move this down. I don't know generally how this war goes, but I think we want... Like, I don't know if it's just trying to get Afghanistan to survive, or if it's more of just go. Or if it's more of trying to get Afghanistan to actually win the war. But we definitely want Afghanistan to win. Okay, you guys, for now. Jeez. Oh my gosh. There's like not an airbase. We have to hold this airbase, don't we? These guys are gonna be wiped out. There's no way. There's no way. These are old fighters anyway, so I mean, we're gonna try. Why are you not garrisoning your capital, bro? There is one thing I know, is that the AI sucks in this game. Alright, so 11. Let's keep this stuff going. I'm fine with what we have as far as... I want another option going. I'm fine with our... Okay. I'm fine with our intelligence apparatus so far. Because we can't... I need my factories to be building, so we'll just hold off on that. But I do want to infiltrate their navy. Okay, where did these guys spawn?
Ihre Befehle?
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Ausrücken!
Let's get you going there. Let's get you to get bigger. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't really get that move, but are you okay? He's at war with. He is not at war with them. That is so frustrating. These guys are getting crushed from two sides. These guys are gonna die.
Ihre Befehle?
We need an officer here. Okay, I think defense is gonna be more important here. Or will it be attack? I think it's gonna be attack, then what? I like this guy a lot. 6 attack, Von Bach. Do we want him to be a panzer leader though? No. Maybe we want him to be... What do we have here? Winter, ew. This guy would be really good for paratroopers or marines. This guy already has infantry expert. I feel like I want to train this guy out because he has 6 attack. And he would be... Yeah, like a chance to... Okay. Marshall. Offensive. These guys would be good offensive. Okay, that guy's going there.
Angetreten.
I want another guy right here. You get back over there.
Achtung!
My gosh, okay. So the Habstark terror. With the devastating economic situation, many families struggle to earn their daily bread, and the social security net is strained to the breaking point. In recent weeks, the streets of many German cities have been increasingly terrorized by gangs and teenagers. These Habstarka steel products half something. I don't know. Steal products from the markets and shops, and often money from the innocent pedestrians, or commit acts of vandalism to escape boredom and frustration. Few citizens feel safe in the streets anymore, and it is clear that what some of the government might see as merely low levels of disorder instead has the makings of total societal breakdown. Minus 20 stability. Nice. Love that for us. Is our planes here yet? No.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
We got another... We're at war with everybody. Holy crap. We gotta hold this.
Angetreten.
Does this have any vehicles? These guys are not at war with each other, they're all at war with us. Well, these guys are screwed.
Befehle! Ausrücken!
Okay, these guys are gonna reconnect. Let's
Ausrücken!
see if we can't. No, I don't wanna lose the capital. I don't know what's gonna happen over here, so let's just get everybody to the capital, which is not garrisoned. Restoration of democracy in Australasia. The Australasian Federation has been under the authoritarian rule of British Governor General William Birdwood since the British invocation of the emergency protocols in 1924, considered by many in the nation to have been a heavy-handed response to the Melbourne Commune syndicalist uprising. Birdwood finally relented to calls for an open election, leading to the surprise result of Earl Page's Country Party achieving a minority government in the Canberra Parliament. Page is expected to have a tough time ahead of him, with labour unrest on the rise and calls for revocation of Birdwood's more egregious restrictions on personal liberty. Okay. Alright then. So that's also, so that's no enemy cipher. Let's cryptology. Who's gonna be at war soon? Might as well do Union of Britons and just sit on it until the war starts. I mean, I don't know if it expires over.
Ihre Befehle?
Alright, so you guys are fine. I think we can hold this. Let's go there so one of you guys move. We have 40 out of 20. Okay, so let's just keep our cast. Let's just delete that. That's fine. 30 out of 20. We have 20 planes here. Financial troubles in the colonies. Some maverick politicians propose distributing more resources to the colonies to the detriment of German national, which would obviously not be popular. 8 of our civilian over, please. Dedicate as many resources to the colonies as they need. Only cover the most critical expenditures. How many factories do we have? 11? Tighten our belts. We can't help them right now. I feel like we'll take the middle route. Once again, that sound is water and nothing else. Only cover the most critical expenditures. 260 days. We have no political power. We have less than no political power. I guess we'll cover. We want these guys to be strong for the coming war. So I guess we'll do that. Oil is in great shape. Arthur Horner elected chairman of the TUC. The 1936 Trade Union Congress in the Union of Britain was made out to be decisive. Longtime chairman to the TUC, Philip Snowden, declared his resignation, causing the 4 major factions in the Union, Maximus, Autonomous, Federalists, and Congregationists, to butt heads over the position. And as the dust settled, Arthur Horner, the current General Secretary, has been chosen as Snowden's successor. He and his Federalists are in favor of keeping the status quo, a position getting harder and harder to maintain as changing. So, I'm not sure what this thing is. Officially titled the Central European Economic Union, Middle Europa is a customs and economic union unifying Germany and its sphere of influence established after the Belgian. As leading member state of Middle Europa and the most dominant power in the Union, Germany reaps the lion's share of the benefits. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what that does, really. But anyway. If these guys leave, we're gonna march in. I should have said cavalry. This is all desert. That's a river. But we do want to keep this airport. Like, I can't lose the airport. Okay. Anyway. Are they getting support? Oh, Afghanistan is at war with the entire Entente. That sucks. Just sit there, buddy. Just sit there and get surrounded. That's a great idea. Okay. We have an encirclement there. Awesome. We're heading to
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
support. Oh, that's an attack.
Zurück!
Let's attack there. And then there. And let's see that. Okay. Gallo concedes control of Ecuador, seemingly unwilling to stand by and watch as the relatively liberal government under Ayora's PLRE won the recent election and risked enfeebling Ecuador. Alberto Enriquez Gallo has launched a successful push in Quito. After having already dissolved the administration and created a new council of military advisors, the new military strongman has quickly begun embarking on a quest to purify Ecuador of alleged threats and opponents. Though the nation has recently been viewed positively as a friendly business environment for foreign investors, whether the state of affairs will be preserved by the regimes is unknown. It seems Quito's liberalism just couldn't last. Let's check that out. Okay, you're gonna go there and then there, and you're just gonna go in the front line. Awesome. So that's Ecuador. So they're actually friendly to us. Argentina probably will, but we really don't want them to win that. And we actually should probably start getting our. No, it's true. These guys are actually. Okay, we're gonna. I don't think we need to produce those necessarily yet. How many tanks we have? 142 tanks. I think it's time to start producing. 240 these guys. What is our artillery situation? That's great. Okay, so we don't have any army experience. Let's train a few anyway, and then we'll figure it out as we go. A lot of tanks. Produce as many as we can. See, this production efficiency cap is killing us. I mean, we should be up here. That is rough, man. Okay. Oh, shoot. What do they have? Okay.
Suchen Deckung.
We need to protect this airport. Are you... Go that way.
Ihre Befehle.
Alright, you guys are gonna be there now.
Suchen Deckung. Zuhören.
Because I want to keep that airport. I'll get over here. KMT and Indian Socialists overthrow Tibet. That's not good. To most newspapers, news from Tibet is treated as fanciful stories, little consequences to geopolitics, however, only relevant to fellow Buddhists scattered throughout China. However, the modern world has finally entered Tibet and the ideology of Sun Yat-sen, toppling their regent and installing the radical ideologue of the 9th Panchen Lama. The new regent is now guided by the Tibet Improvement Party, a collection of Kampa agitators trained by the KMT and grateful to the Bharatiya for ASEAN. The 9th Panchen Lama has given statements to National Geographic. The only reporter is currently allowed in Tibet, promising to fulfill his duties as regent first and locate the next Dalai Lama. More Grandois more grandiose promises of free and democratic elections and repulsing the Ma Muslims from Yushu are also announced. It is a cycle, not change. Okay. So you guys are getting pinned. That's fine.
Bereit zum
You're
Ausrücken.
gonna come in and cut across, hopefully.
Ausrücken!
And you actually... You
Ausrücken!
So that guy can cut across. Agricultural crisis in Middle Europe, but during this time of great crisis, the complacent agricultural sector of the German economy was proven to be particularly vulnerable to the economic downturn. With this in mind, several Junkers, representing the landed nobility of the Kingdom of Prussia, have asked for our protectionist legislation and state subsidies for the agricultural production. By imposing tariffs on foreign produce, we will strengthen this vital sector of the Reich's economy and protect our farmers. Unfortunately, such a measure is likely to cause further damage to our economy of our neighbors, dependent as they are on German markets for their food exports. While wheat crop in Ukraine is particularly vulnerable, choosing to enact protectionist measures might seriously damage them and our other. We need them to be strong, because if Russia goes against us, that's going to be bad. I don't think we can risk our we need King of Ukraine on our side. 100%. Okay, so that guy's pinned. We're actually winning that. Can we get this guy like first or something?
Bereit zum Ausrücken!
But it's not. In the other, in the base game, it's more about getting experience. I feel like in Kaiserreich, it's more about actually winning the civil wars and gaining positions. So, alright, aftermath of Black Monday, great. Bail out Junker estates. Liquidate unprofitable estates. Okay, so this is going to give us consumer. Okay, that's going to give us these consumer good factories. That's going to be nice. Ooh, that actually is minus 25. That's going to bring us. As completed final. Oh wait, we can't do this yet. Pecky. Where's the... So we have to, for these, we have to complete focus. Zip 3, Pecky 2, or military industrial complex. Alright, so I think this is going to bring down our stability immediately. That's going to we don't want to do these yet. I think we want to... This is going to give us political power. That's going to give us better factory output. That's going to give us political power gain. Gosh. Alright, okay. We can do either of these. I think it's better to get the political power gain right now. We have to complete both of these for that. That's easier, but the point of no return. So let's do these for now. Let's get that political power gain to start. Let's go, let's go. Good stuff. And then let's just have you go straight there and get this cut off. Sweet. If we can pull this off, that would be great. First International Congress. Delegates from the socialist nations and political movements around the world gathered in Paris today for the latest in a series of world congresses. On the mantle of the Third Internationale was taken up by the communards after the Russian... communards after the Russian Civil War. The ideological tenor of the event promises to be very different, with syndicalist parties being the newly dominant force of the far left. Delegates were greeted by a military parade, an exhibition avant-garde art. And finally, a speech by the chairman of the CSP. At the top of the agenda is the spread of the revolution to Asia and North America, ongoing conflict in Spain, policy on colonialism, and the requirement for membership of the Third International Military Alliance. This is not good for us. Not good for us. Okay, can we get this cut off? It'd be sweet. These guys are pinned and we're winning somehow. What do these guys have? Pure infantry? I guess we have the tanks. The left Kuomintang declared war on King. Left Kuomintang. Left Kuomintang. Oh, that's good for us. That means if they unite, they're going to be fighting each other. Okay, good. Let's not get pinned here. We can stop their attack now. They attacked there. The Syndicalist first moved. The Reds are meeting to coordinate the activities, which are definitely aimed against the order we have established in Europe following our victory in Beltkrieg. We must watch this meeting and analyze its results closely, okay?
Ausrücken!
Don't let that happen. Rhineland unrest. Workers in the Rhineland are protesting against the recent anti-Leftist action of our government, especially the scandalous crackdown of the FOG, which many Marina citizens had viewed as a legitimate institution free of serious syndicalist influence and strong support for the working man. Oh, wow. Factory output minus 10%. Okay, we got that. Stop. I would actually like you to come back. Let's do that.
Befehle!
Stop as well. You need to get here.
Zuhören!
That's not good. Oh wait, we can get a bigger cutoff actually.
Zeigt es ihnen!
I want you to go here.
Zuhören!
These guys are moving real quick. Of course they.
Ziel anvisiert!
Where is this guy going?
Befehle!
You go there. I don't know where he's going. He can't get past there, so.
Vorrücken!
Okay. Are you getting experience? I would love to get this cut off. That would be so nice. Let me have it. Let me have the cutoff. No. Guys, let's at least get that one.
Greift weiter an!
Is our planes here? They are, and we haven't done anything with them. Succeed? Where'd our other planes go? What are you doing? Where are you? They're in Upper Bavaria? Why? We only get 60. Okay. I guess fighters are fine. As long as we have the air superiority. But I don't think that's actually like I don't think that actually Catholic faithful in Rome breathed a sigh of relief as the Sistine Chapel's chimney billowed forth white smoke, signifying the election of a new pope. A short time later, it was announced the pious and popular Eugenio Cardinal Pacelli had become His Holiness Pope Pius the 12th, leader of the Catholic Church and head of state of the Papal States. It is anticipated that he will continue policies of his predecessor, whose pontifical name he has taken. Good luck, Your Holiness. Okay, so thinking about coming up here and finishing off these guys. I just don't trust the AI. These guys at war with... They're at war, so if I trust the AI to take these guys out, that's fine.
Auf geht's!
Maybe you should actually attack. The Kenyatta Sulf affair, an unusual case, has reached the highest court in the German state. Anti-colonial activist Jomo Kenyatta has brought a class action lawsuit against former African Statthalter Wilhelm Schultz. The case has become something of an embarrassment as some of the plaintiffs are veterans of the Weltkrieg. It cannot be easily dismissed. They claim that Schultz's administration harmed them through processes of illegal land seizures and even abductions and torture, all done with Schultz's knowledge and little legal basis. Quietly, Foreign Office has explained to the government that such things are common and necessary in the colonial administration. They strongly urge with cautious emotion. Middle Africa is important. If that could hurt, I'm guessing it's gonna hurt our stability. We don't want Middle Africa to blow up. Let's just do it. I'm gonna look away for the moment. Alright, you are actually gonna attack. Because I don't know if this guy's gonna be able to do that. This guy's pinned. We gotta keep this. No. That's not good. Can you stop him? Okay. I'm moving in here. Famine breaks out in Sichuan. The province of Sichuan has long struggled with famine. Rocky terrain and unpredictable weather kept populations low until the early Ming era, when widespread land clearances and immigration incentives brought hordes of peasants into the province. In 1925, a lengthy drought turned into a devastating famine that ravaged the province, leading to hundreds of thousands of deaths and millions of refugees. Now with the chaos in the league disrupting food shipments and another lengthy drought, the specter of famine haunts Sichuan once more. Already horrifying stories are emerging of mothers selling their children into slavery for scraps of bread, and anarchy gripping even the richest town. This year just keeps getting even worse. Yeah, way worse than 2020, I'll tell you that much. 2020, I would love for you to get across the river. Let's actually have you attack.
Wieder zurück!
The AI just has a way of giving away wonderful circumstances. What are you doing, man? Like, are you walking here at least? Communard frame shows his true face. The Reds are clearly set to spread their poison, as they have demonstrably shown in the last section of the elections. We must be prepared for anything. Yeah.
Achtung!
How close are these guys to capitulating? Can you try to run and get their capital real quick? I don't think that's a great idea. Here they have their victory points. Is that? That's 10 victory points. Is that like their only city? That's nice. The guy only has 20% or less. Well, how many victory points? I don't know how to look at how many victory points there are. What victory points do they have?
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Greift weiter an!
Might as well try, right? We're totally surrounded. This AI is so bad. I'm gonna have to recall my volunteers.
Zeigt es ihnen!
Like, are you guys serious? That's probably my fault.
Los, los, los! Ausrücken!
Okay. We can maybe manage this. And this guy goes here. And this guy goes here. We can maybe manage this and get our supply back. How are these guys doing? Real quick, how are these guys doing? We're getting eaten up in the skies.
Bereit!
I'm just in awe at the stupidity of this guy. You get there? How long till you get there? 3 days. I'm gonna have to recall volunteers before it gets too bad. Get there, get there, get there. Please. This is so bad, man. Okay. We got one guy
Zeigt
out.
es ihnen!
We need to get this guy. You're gonna... We lost the operative. Oh. That one was the war. Okay, so we did a good job. Good job, me. I knew that was gonna happen. We lost an operative. I would like to rescue that operative. Which means we need to start upgrading. Let's get suicide pills. If they're definitely working on their intel network, I think, if we lost that operative.
Bereit!
Alright, I want you guys to focus up on these guys up here. We're gonna put you there. Have you attack there. Okay.
Bereit zum
How
Ausrücken!
you doing here? Looks like India is going to keep just walking in. This is so... Do we have, I mean, they just have one divisions. Why are... Just leave these guys here and get out of there, man. Use those troops on the other side. Did they sign a white peace at some point? I mean... These guys are gonna get cut off. I think we're just gonna withdraw these guys. Because I don't have any airports and I'm gonna abandon the one airport. So we're gonna go there.
Zuhören!
And we're gonna modify this to cover... That does have it here, right?
Ihre Befehle?
Let's cover that spot. Great, okay.
Bereit zum Ausrücken!
Alright, let's let you guys get some planning going
Bereit!
before we go. We have 3 army experience, which is not great.
Zuhören!
Could be getting this guy some mountaineer
Ausrücken!
traits, which I just don't know if that's gonna be good. I just don't think it's the priority.
Bereit zum Ausrücken!
I think the priority is to actually win the wars.
Ihre Befehle?
And once again, as someone who does not play this very
Befehle!
effectively, I don't know for sure. So, you guys are doing good. Is it even... They don't even have any... They don't even have any, any fighters, so why don't we just send you guys back? Take you down to 60. And send you out. Can we do that? I guess we can't do that until these guys are gone. That's what I would like to do. I'd like to get that closer support. Reinforce rate, chance the enemies are able to actively join the fight. I don't even know what I want to do right now. I mean, we definitely need this stuff. Concentrated or dispersed. Max factory output. We need that max factory output right now, so we're just gonna have to go with that.
Angetreten.
Alright, so what's our planning? We have max planning at 40. Alright, each promise is done. Let's get, we gotta decide which part of this we want to go down. That's gonna level our stability, so I think we want to get some more stability before we do that. We also need to do state of the economy. That's military, that's military. That gives us a lot of military companies. Investing, yeah, we need that. Military industrial complex. That requires new weapons, and that, yeah, we're gonna do Mauser contracts. I really want to deal with this Black Monday though. Military expansion. I think we'll do that stuff closer to the war. We can get some stability back right now. We're losing it right now. We want to get that base stability. That doesn't give us stability. That gives us base stability. We could do all of this actually. But I want to get down to one of these. Let's get that base stability. Let's work on our stability. You're gonna go. Activate. How are you doing? You can get back there now. Because, of course, they're taking the spot where you're supposed to be, man. Is that a cutoff? That is a cutoff. Love that for us.
Los, ausrücken!
What do we do here? Let's try to get up here.
Ausrücken!
Take out that. Get over.
Befehle!
Get over there. Get over there.
Bereit zum Ausrücken!
What is this?
Bereit! Zuhören!
Why did you move? Oh my gosh, what a disaster. This is a disaster. At the very least, this guy is gonna take the capital. Oh my goodness.
Zuhören!
Costa Rica requests our assistance. Disaster has the otherwise quiet little nation of Costa Rica when the ZKG I'm not going to try to say that. Crashed hard and when Berlin stock exchange abuse earlier, dragging the nation into a hole out which will be unable to recover on its own. To save them from complete collapse, the small nation has requested us a loan to bail out the ZPG. Where's Costa Rica? Oops. You're not necessarily... Don't the, pretty sure these communist nations try to take you out, so we are going to offer them assistance. Are we at... Oh, well they're at war with, Afghanistan, okay. They're gonna die. Like, I'm a little nervous about these guys. Like, I'm really wondering if I should recall these troops. We need to keep a close eye on them. Because... well, they're going back. Manuel Carles assumes full control of Argentina. Manuel Carles executed the coup against the Argentinian state on Christmas in 1935. The nation was torn apart in a vicious struggle for control over the presidency. LP and forces from the Argentinian Navy quickly took control of the capital, but were stopped by forces from the army who began quickly asserting their dominance over the entire nation, leading to a bloody and drawn-out struggle. With the fall of Rosario, a vital railway hub for the inner regions, Carles has proclaimed his coup a success and has assumed presidency this afternoon after a rousing speech for his followers in Buenos Aires, promising vast territorial expansion and an end to the Red Terror that plagues Patagonia. Yes, he was met with a wave of enthusiasm by the struggling people of his country. Will it stabilize Argentina? I sure hope so. Okay, let's check the time a sec. Okay, we're gonna resume here with the next video, I think. But for now, let's well, actually, let's do a quick save. These are all my test games, but let's just save that. And we will stop there for now. We'll be back next.